It's become a boring, cliched, almost cheesy thing to say that our beliefs drive the world around us. But it's true. And if you really understand that, you can take advantage of it, and it's a very powerful idea. Obviously, beliefs don't drive everything that happens around us. No matter how much you believe that you're going to be just fine, if you get hit by a bus, chances are you're not going to be fine. And even if you believe very strongly in a think and grow rich type of way that you're going to be the next president, again, if you get run over by a train, well, tough luck. Luck does drive our lives as well. But beliefs do as well, and the way they do that is very simple actually. Beliefs drive actions, and they drive not just the actions that you take, they even drive the actions that you're aware of. If you see everything as black, if you see everything as pointless, your actions are going to reflect that. You're going to create a world around you that is pointless, that has no substance to it, that has no value. If you believe that people are worthwhile and generous and worth putting energy into, then that's going to drive your actions as well. And the world responds to that. The people around you respond to that, and they see that belief and they react accordingly. This leads to, well, an effect I've covered already in a couple of video casts and on the blog, but which is always worth repeating, that if you want to have the greatest impact on the culture of your company, and this is true no matter where you are in that company, I would say, the highest point of leverage where you can make changes, where you can make improvements, is yourself. So, as I said, it is a cliche, it is a cheesy idea by now. It's even in a Michael Jackson song. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Like all ideas, it's nothing new. Like all good ideas, I'm certain there were people 5,000-10,000 years ago who saw that this was a truth with a capital T, insofar as truth with a capital T exists. So the point of this is just to realize that quite the opposite from feeling powerless about the world around you. You have enormous power to shape the world around you by the beliefs that you apply to it. Seems an interesting thought. And another converse of that thought is the idea that if you do see the world as drab and featureless and full of blame and full of things that are trying to hurt you, it's all inside of you. And maybe the world has done something that you perceived as a trigger, that you thought justified you in feeling a certain way. But ultimately, it is always your reaction that you choose, and you can choose not to react, and you have that power. I believe this is mentioned in the 7 Habits book, that was a philosopher who was in the death camps and who, I can't remember his name now, I'll look it up for the notes, but he realized that it was, although he could not control the environment that he was in, he could control how he reacted to the environment that he was in. I think that's a very inspiring thought. It's, that if you're feeling bad, if you're feeling like the world is a certain way, you have the power to shape your perception of the world, and that the way you shape that perception of the world then shapes what the world actually is. It's an incredible thought. It applies to culture, to life, to everything. Your thoughts, which you have enormous control over, change everything. You have the power. can be, well, whatever you think, you can make happen. Whatever you want, you can be. An inspiring thought. At the same time, I'd like to take a little minute to do a little rant against people who believe in this law of attraction and who take it to the extreme. As I mentioned earlier, if you get hit by a bus, thinking that you're going to be the next president is not going to change anything. And in fact, there's only so much you can do objectively with thinking. You can't make everything happen. You can't change everything about the world. No matter how much you believe that you're going to grow back a limb that you've lost, it's not going to grow back. People who discover this law of attraction, and unfortunately many writers who talk about this law of attraction, like the author of The Secret or Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich, seem to get so enamored of it that they present it as the one idea that does everything. Maybe it's a sales perception, sales perspective that they can't seem to avoid. Well, that's a terribly insulting perspective to have to all the people who are truly in dire situations, who do not have the opportunities that we have around us. So when you use this law of attraction, remember that not everybody has all the opportunities that you have. Perhaps another inspiring thought. We in this Western world are surrounded by so many opportunities, so many things that we can do, that the law of attraction does work for us most of the time. But bear in mind for those for whom it doesn't.